We all know how devastating drugs can be on people in society, but have you ever wondered which drug is the most dangerous? Heroin? Methamphetamine? Well, let me tell you, it's neither of those. The top spot goes to fentanyl. Sure, heroin and meth are deadly, but fentanyl takes it to a whole new level of lethality. Okay, what exactly is fentanyl? Well, imagine morphine, but on steroids. Fentanyl is about 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. Yeah, that's not a typo. It's a synthetic opioid that's used medically for severe pain management, like for cancer patients. But here's the kicker. It's also being produced and sold illegally, leading to a skyrocketing number of overdoses. Let's talk numbers for a sec. In the past 5 years, the overdose death rates due to fentanyl have been staggering. In the US alone, there were over 36,000 deaths in 2019, over 56,000 in 2020, and the numbers just keep climbing. By 2023, we were looking at over 75,000 deaths annually from fentanyl overdoses. That's more than the population of some small towns. Globally, countries like Canada and the UK are also seeing rising numbers, but the US has been hit the hardest. Imagine that. More people dying from this drug each year than can fit in a stadium for a big sports game. It's mind-blowing and terrifying. You might be wondering, why is fentanyl so deadly? It's simple: potency and purity. Fentanyl is a super powerful painkiller. It's a great pain reliever when used correctly and under strict medical supervision, but when it's produced and sold illegally, the purity can vary drastically. Just a tiny bit more than your body can handle, and it's game over. Fentanyl acts on the brain's opioid receptors, which control pain and emotions. In high doses, it can slow down your breathing to the point where you just stop breathing altogether. All opioids, like morphine and heroin, do this. But fentanyl does it faster and with smaller amounts. Imagine trying to navigate a tightrope, but suddenly the rope is 100 times thinner. That's the difference between morphine and fentanyl. Doctors started prescribing fentanyl in the 1960s, primarily for severe pain in cancer patients. It's incredibly effective because it takes less of it to get the same pain relief as morphine, which means fewer side effects for patients. But outside of a controlled medical setting, the risks skyrocket. Before fentanyl, doctors relied heavily on morphine for severe pain management. But fentanyl revolutionized pain treatment due to its potency and quick action. However, this also means that misuse or accidental overdose can happen much more easily. An overdose can happen before you even realize it. The thing about fentanyl is that it's often mixed with other drugs like heroin or cocaine to make them more potent. Users often have no idea they're even taking it, which leads to accidental overdoses. The amount needed for a lethal dose is minuscule. Just a few grains of salt worth can be deadly. Now let's talk about naloxone, the superhero in this tragic saga. But before we continue, please like this video because our channel is small and new, and your likes are a huge support for us. Okay, naloxone, also known as Narcan, is an opioid antagonist, meaning it can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose if administered in time. It's like the emergency brake for your body's opioid receptors. However, it's only effective if used quickly, and not everyone has access to it when they need it most. Think of naloxone as the antidote to a poison. It's a lifesaver, but only if it gets there in time. Imagine a superhero who can save you from drowning, but they need to be right there when you fall into the water. How do painkillers work anyway? Ever wondered how painkillers know where you hurt? Well, they don't. Painkillers like fentanyl work by flooding your brain with chemicals that tell it, hey, everything's okay, no need to feel pain. They essentially block the pain signals from reaching your brain. When you take a painkiller, it doesn't go directly to the part of your body that hurts. Instead, it gets absorbed into your bloodstream and travels to your brain. There, it binds to specific receptors and dampens the pain signals. It's like putting noise-canceling headphones on your nervous system. Imagine your brain as a switchboard operator, frantically taking calls about pain. Painkillers are like someone cutting off the phone lines. Suddenly, the operator can't hear the calls anymore. Fentanyl was first synthesized by Dr. Paul Janssen in 1960. He wasn't trying to create a drug that would devastate communities. He was looking for a powerful painkiller. Unfortunately, it's now being produced illegally. and its formula is tightly controlled because it's so dangerous. In the US, illegal fentanyl is often found in powder form or pressed into pills that look like other prescription opioids. It's cheap and easy to transport, making it a favorite among drug dealers. The problem is, users don't know the strength of what they're taking, leading to unintentional overdoses. Imagine buying a candy bar, thinking it's a regular treat, but it's secretly packed with a dose of pure caffeine. One bite could make your heart race uncontrollably. That's what it's like for users who unknowingly take fentanyl. Let's get a bit more into the science here. When fentanyl enters your body, it rapidly binds to the opioid receptors in your brain. These receptors are part of the body's pain and reward systems, which is why opioids are such effective painkillers. However, in high doses, they can also severely depress your respiratory system, which is why overdoses can be fatal. Naloxone works by competing for those same receptors. It has a stronger affinity for the opioid receptors than fentanyl does, so it can knock fentanyl molecules off the receptors and block further fentanyl from binding. This can quickly reverse the effects of the overdose, restoring normal respiration and consciousness, but it has to be administered quickly, as fentanyl acts fast. It's like having a VIP pass to a crowded club. Naloxone can push its way through and take the spot, saving the day. A major issue is that fentanyl is often mixed with other drugs. Dealers mix it with heroin, cocaine, and even methamphetamine to increase potency and profitability. This is particularly dangerous because users may not know they're taking fentanyl, dramatically increasing the risk of overdose. It's like playing Russian roulette with every hit. Imagine if every time you drank a cup of coffee, there was a chance it could be spiked with something deadly. That's the terrifying reality for many drug users today. One of the biggest reasons for the high overdose rates is simply a lack of awareness. Many people don't realize how deadly fentanyl can be. That's why education and awareness campaigns are so important. The US government has been trying to get the word out, but there's still a long way to go. And that's my goal with this video too, to educate you about this deadly drug. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to support us by liking, commenting, and subscribing for more and better content. And hey, I recommend you pick one of these 2 videos to watch next. And until the next video, stay curious and full of energy.